In this example, we will be adding two Android devices, a generic Android device, the Google Nexus 5, demonstrating both the SMS and QR code activation, and a Samsung S7, where we will demonstrate the additional steps required by Samsung, which allows the use of their advanced mobile device management API and NOx registration. Again, we'll continue with the sales tenancy. Navigate to Organisation, Users and Devices. We have already added a user, Neil Jackson. Neil does not have a device. Select Add a Device. The Add New Device data template is revealed. The Google Nexus is a generic Android device. We have to select Android, then insert some device details. The minimum required information is platform and device name. We will be demonstrating QR code activation shortly, and the device enrolment email address is taken from the user's credentials. We may use another email address, if we wish, for each device we enrol. The enrol via SMS is not yet available. We need to put in a valid mobile number into the device details template. Once the number is entered, the enrol via SMS becomes available, which we then select. The enrolment SMS is now sent to the device. We'll now follow the user's experience, from receipt of the SMS to MDM client activation. Let's follow the SMS enrolment, as the user would experience it. As you can see, the user receives the enrolment SMS text message. The message is important. It helps the user to download the current MDM client through a download hyperlink, and it contains encrypted activation codes, allowing the client to activate without user intervention. The user opens the text and selects a hyperlink. The MDM client is now downloaded. Once the download is complete, we can open and commence the installation of the MDM client mobile application. The user selects Install. The MDM client is installed, but not yet activated. We now ask 3 questions of the user. They reply by answering with the Allow button for each question. Now that we have the user's permission, we can proceed with activation. The SMS client will now search the SMS message, where it will find the remote activation information. It reads this information and continues with the activation process. The user is challenged for an activation PIN number. In this instance, I have used 1, 2, 3, 4. This PIN number is given to the user by the MDM administrator. Once the activation PIN is inserted, the user will be asked if they agree to activate the device administrator, which allows the IKARUS mobile management client application, along with the MDM server, to effectively manage the device. The user is asked if they wish to ignore battery optimization. The MDM client now gathers an inventory of specific device information, which is then communicated to the MDM server. The MDM server responds, and the MDM client is activated. The device is now ready to be managed by the MDM server. QR code activation. Again, we will continue with the sales tenancy. Navigate to Organisation, Users and Devices. We have already added a user, Neil Jackson. Neil did have a device which we enrolled via SMS. We have now removed that device. We'll add the same device, however, but this time we will demonstrate QR code activation of the MDM client. Select Add Device. The Add New Device data template is revealed. The Google Nexus is a generic Android device. We have to select Android again, then insert some device details. The minimum required information is platform and device name. The device enrolment email address is very important. This is where the MDM server will be sending our enrolment email. We have not inserted a mobile number, so the enrol via SMS is not available. So we enrol via email. Again, we'll follow the user's experience, from receipt of the email to MDM client activation. Please note, The enrolment email contains a QR code which must be read by the enrolling device. So we need to open the enrolment email on a laptop or PC, for instance, as well as the device. The laptop so we can scan the QR code, and the device to select the MDM client download hyperlink. We can always download the MDM client and commence the installation at any time. The user receives the enrolment email. It is opened on their laptop and their device. The message is very short. It contains a hyperlink for the device to download and a QR code to scan for client activation. We'll start with the device and download and install the MDM client. As you can see, it follows the same as the SMS installation. All the way until we get to activation. The SMS installation self-activates. The activate with email does not. And because the MDM client cannot find the activation SMS code, because there is not one, the Activate with QR code button becomes available on the MDM client. The user selects Activate with QR. The MDM client asks for permission to use the device's camera. The user then points the camera at the QR code, which is automatically read and processed by the MDM client. The user is then challenged for the activation code. The inventory is collected and sent to the MDM server, and the device is activated. It is now ready to be managed. The deployment of Samsung devices is very similar to the generic Android devices. Both the SMS and QR activation process and procedures is exactly the same. The only difference being that as soon as a Samsung device, which is NOx capable, is activated, the user has to agree to Samsung's licensing conditions before the device is truly ready for management. As you can see, the user receives the enrolment SMS text message. The user opens the text and selects a hyperlink. The MDM client is now downloaded. Once the download is complete, we can open and commence installation of the MDM client mobile application. The user selects Install. The MDM client is installed, but not yet activated. The user is challenged for an activation PIN number. In this instance, I have used 1, 2, 3, 4. Once the activation PIN is inserted, the user will be asked if they agree to activate the device administrator. The user is asked if they wish to ignore battery optimization. The MDM client now gathers an inventory of specific device information, which is then communicated to the MDM server. The MDM server responds, and the MDM client is activated. The user is automatically invited to apply for Samsung's extended MDM license. The user selects Continue. Samsung NOx privacy notice is displayed, and the user simply selects the I have read and agree radio button, then taps Confirm. We are finally asked to continue again. The MDM client has communicated the details with the Samsung Safe license server, resulting in Samsung Safe licensing being accepted. The Samsung device, along with Samsung's extended MDM security features, is now ready for management. Just to recap, the generic Android device's MDM enrolment, whether by SMS or email, is exactly the same as a Samsung's device enrolment, whether by SMS or email. The only difference being is that when we are automatically presented with Samsung's licensing requirements, which when agreed to allows the device to be fully managed using the full extent of Samsung's safe architecture. Samsung Safe. Samsung for Enterprise, SAFE, is a line of smartphones and tablets manufactured to meet specific enterprise management and security criteria, including interoperability with third-party mobile device management, MDM, and virtual private network, VPN, software. We now have 200 devices with 2 users in the sales tenancy of the MDM server. Please note, we do have other methods of activating Wi-Fi only devices into the MDM server. Questions?